can all go fuck yourselves.
We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Well, hello there, sir.
Hello. Welcome back.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. The trailer's playing.
Oh.
I know. I'm not very good at this. Okay, now we're on.
That was a short trailer.
I do TV spots now.
Well, sometimes you need to.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the newly rejuvenated Moviesucktastic.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Scott.
Yeah, we're trying. Failing miserably. I am, anyway. Like, I can't get your Skype feed up without the bottom taskbar of my computer showing.
Growing pains.
I don't know why. It's first world problems, I guess.
I guess. Just as a heads up on the show, I'm just returning from a massive stomach bug of some kind. It was one of those. Last 2 days have been the kind of thing where I would go into the bathroom every hour, and it'll be a toss up on which end it's going to come out of. But I'm better now, but drained. So if I'm not my normal exuberant self, that's why.
Got it.
I'm not mad or anything. I'm just exhausted and drained. Otherwise, good, and excited to be back.
Well, that's good. Yeah, it looks like everyone is gonna see. Never mind.
What?
No,
See what?
I figured it out.
Figure what out?
No, my taskbar. I was able to get rid of it.
Oh,
so
okay.
No one has to stare at it now.
All right. It's like, what's behind me?
I don't know. See,
all right.
See, I don't want that either.
We're working on it. And if you listen to the audio version of this, obviously you have no idea what we're talking about. So
No.
let's just move on. So yes, another episode of Moviesucktastic. We're coming off of our first kind of rebound episode last week where we reviewed Unfriended.
And might I say that my challenge of this film was pretty fucking good. As far as the tie-in, I'm not talking about the quality. I'm talking about the tie-in.
Tie-in, sure, yeah. They're both found footage films, yeah.
But also, this one had to do with the internet as early like the birth of you could get. I mean, the movie opens up with a 56K or 28K. It starts with a dial-up modem sound. That
yeah. Oh, that was.
That's how it starts.
The movie just dates itself immediately. It's like, oh,
immediately.
Shit, all right, we're here.
Oh,
we're on the cutting edge.
By the way, I figured out how to stream and save it to my computer. So we are streaming live on YouTube right now.
Oh, wow. Okay, I feel so naked. All right, I wasn't prepared for that.
That's okay.
That's cool. Yeah. It was a good match. I'll give you that.
It was a very complicated procedure to figure out. I essentially had to click the start streaming button and start recording button.
Oh,
sometimes I overthink things. Being from the IT world,
that's what you get for being smart.
I just thought it's either one or the other. That's what I was thinking. I was like, well, I wonder if I clicked both. And apparently, we're streaming to YouTube right now.
Now, a funny thing, one of the other podcasts that I do watch, or not on YouTube videos, but he has a podcast too. But it's the Dead Meat channel I told you about. They do, and they do the
I like that one.
the. Pardon?
I like that one.
Yeah, they do the kill count. I just watched the episode that came out this week, and he did Unfriended.
Did he really?
Yeah, well, so I guess we both had the same idea. So, well, the sequel's coming out now, so and what I love about him is that No. And what I love
Good
about
promotion.
that guy, for the Dead Meat guy, is that he gets it. He touched on the things that we talked about.
Right.
And he loved this movie for the same reasons that we did. So I can't recommend it enough. If you listen to this show, if you're watching this, go over to the Dead Meat channel and watch Kill Count. Fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
After you're done watching us,
of course,
because
well,
we're not too shabby.
Our Moviesucktastic channel is we're subscribed to his channel from our channel. And
yes.
We're going to try and work on some cross promotion, and we'll see what happens. But
I want to play commercial or something for him. He's the shit. I like his stuff.
yeah, I'm not even expecting a commercial played in return, but I would love to play something from him.
He seems to be a pretty decent guy with shout outs at the end of his show. So who knows? I'm okay with a shout out.
That's great.
I'm not looking, whatever. But I had to mention that, and I want to mention this because this just tickled my fancy. My new coworkers occasionally start talking about films since they know I'm a movie person.
What's the age gap?
They're late 20s to early 30s.
It's a gap.
A lot of films come up, but the Taken series came up.
Oh, really?
And the one female in the group.
So so if Taken came up, that movie's 10 years old now. So some of these people were teenagers when they saw that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it comes up, and mention the sequels, and then the one female in the group says, "Yeah, I didn't like part 3."
I've never even seen part 3.
Was it part 2? No, it was part 2 actually. I saw part 3. I didn't mind it. It's like, yeah, I didn't like part 2. It didn't make any sense because they kidnap his wife, right? And they don't rape her.
What?
Just like I had to think. I was like, I beg your pardon. Just like, well, I mean,
you know what I always said? I said you would have been perfect in the 70s. There's every other sexploitation, blaxploitation, and just all around, 70s, Cold House, oh my God, like Midnight Grindhouse type stuff. It just people are getting raped left and right.
I immediately recommended a couple films based on that, but
I mean, I hope Death Wish was one of them. I mean, that's a quick one, but it's a 20-something Jeff Goldblum yelling the word cunt.
I went more classic.
Goddamn rich cunt.
Well, I went more classic with I Spit on Your Grave because the remake's out there, which is a bit more palatable. But just as impactful.
The one from 2010. So. The one from 2010.
Yeah, that was a damn good remake. Yeah. But I thought it was funny because I was like, oh wow, it's like a poltergeist all over again with my wife saying, yeah, this is just not rapey enough for me. It's like, man, this is the stuff I should be saying, and I feel offended, which is weird. So yeah, that was now if I had said the same thing in the conversation, I'd be in HR right now.
Yeah.
And why are you bringing? Yeah, but so I was like, all right, let's just let this one slide.
Feeling pretty rapey today.
Yeah, right. Rule number 1 for men in a corporate workplace: never mention rape.
No, shut up.
Yeah, well, that's number 1. Number 2, under that is shut up, especially if you're going to talk about rape.
Yeah, well.
But
yeah.
But that was kind of it gave me a chuckle.
Little chuckle.
Yeah. So we watched Unfriended. With the sequel coming out this weekend, and
this weekend,
then you challenged me to My Little Eye, this little found footage film from 2002. Now it appears to be a directly influenced by the Big Brother TV show, which started in 2000. So this film was completed and released roughly in the same time frame, or a year or two.
Yeah.
Given that it takes a bit longer,
Yeah, and
to make a movie.
And there were some. I had a $3 million budget. The film actually made money. It made $9 million. It was released in the UK. Listen, with a $3 million budget, they're just happy they fucking walked away in the green.
They should be.
So, yeah. So the film was released in the UK first because it's Universal UK that produced it. Mm-hmm. So they pushed it out in the UK first, and I'm assuming it made most of its money there and in other places. So it made $9 million, cost $3 million. It was not released in the U.S. theatrically, and it was a very limited run until April of 2004, 2 years later. So even though the film had funding, and even to this day, there isn't a Blu-ray copy of this film, only DVD. So this movie has just been, it's just been put on the wayside.
Well, it could be, there could be reasons for that.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
all right.
Just about everything is...
The basic setup of the movie is 5 people have answered an ad online to become part of this webcast Big Brother type show, without mentioning Big Brother, of course.
Of course.
And they have to live in a house for 6 months and not leave it. And if anyone leaves, they lose. And the grand prize at the end of 6 months is $1 million. They're totally isolated from any kind of technology. They're not told the name of the show, where to find it, or anything. They just are kind of like they don't even explain fully how they get where they are without knowing where they are. That part's not. It's a little shady on that, and that's part of the breakdown of the film. Is that there's a setup problem, a logistics problem that comes into play. But so that's the basic plot, and in the film that we see here, we pretty much catch them on the last week.
Yeah.
So they set this all up, and then they say 6 months later. Now, they're originally they had a 4-hour version that didn't do well with test audiences, probably because it's 4 fucking hours.
4 hours.
And so I'm wondering if the whole film. I'm wondering if the 4-hour cut took more time than just the last week. I don't know how that would have worked, because the pacing would still be off, but I really can't imagine spending twice as much time on just the last week.
Now, I got up a couple of times to just go get like a drink of water or a snack or whatever, and I came back. When I was putting
bang your head against the wall.
When I put the slideshow together, there's a few pictures in the slideshow I don't remember seeing in the movie.
Probably from the 4-hour cut.
Well, it has to be, because now that you're bringing it up, because now maybe I just missed this scene. There's one part in the film where they're getting packages. And they get notes, from the outside world. And the one character, Danny, it tells him that his grandfather has passed away, and he's saying he wants to leave. Now, the plot of the film is that if you leave, or any one of the 5 leave, they don't win the money. So if someone wants to leave, everyone loses. That's the way it works. So I know what you're talking about. He says he wants to leave, and the one character, Rex, says, well, let's give his grandfather an outdoor vigil. Just something for him to convince him to stay. And one of the pictures that I have is all of them around a cross outside.
That's actually my on my Plex. That's actually the shot that comes up in the background.
That scene wasn't in the movie, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And I was waiting for that scene because of that picture. Because at first I'm like, wow, did they kill somebody dying? And then when that mentioned that, I was like, oh, that's obvious what that is. And then later on, I was like, oh, that was obviously part of the 4-hour cut.
So yeah, okay. So when I got up, for whatever, it wasn't a scene that I missed.
Yeah, you didn't miss anything.
Okay.
Believe me, you didn't miss anything.
Why you gotta say it like that? I mean, I didn't hate this movie. I think for the time,
I didn't hate it either.
For the time period that it came out in, I think what it needed to do better was probably its pacing. Literally everything happens in the last 20 minutes, maybe 30-ish. Like these kind of jump scares that they have a little bit, but it's just first hour is just kind of. I can't even call it build up, because there isn't much of it.
Yeah, I mean, and it's right on the tail of Blair Witch. I mean, and Blair Witch 2, and Big Brother. So it's really kind of jumping on the back of both of these. I don't know, cultural. Happy things. I haven't digested food in 2 days. Give me a fucking break.
I was letting you go.
Yeah, these two big successful franchises, genres, what have you, is trying to piggyback on both of them, and it's an interesting concept.
Right.
But I'm not sure if it does enough with it. Actually, no. I'm sure it does enough. It doesn't do enough with it.
Now, this film is only 3 years removed from Blair Witch as well. You said 2 years.
Right.
When they were filming this, Big Brother, you had mentioned, came out in 2000, right? So when they were filming this, Big Brother was pretty new.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah.
And the thing with Big Brother, too, and I think you can see a lot of the uncut stuff from that show now, is there was some nudity and there was some sex stuff going on, and they obviously couldn't show that on TV, but you can get, I think they released some DVDs or Blu-rays of some uncut stuff for, the voyeuristic viewer.
I think you can find some of it on YouTube too. Like
you can find some of it on Pornhub.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah,
it's all out there.
I'm not familiar with that site, but yeah.
You fucking liar.
Don't make me laugh. I heard from vomiting.
When I get my soundboard up and running, you're not going to be able to breathe. It's not up and running right now, but it will be.
So you got the 5 main characters: Matt, Rex, Danny, Emma, and Charlie. You got you've got your Breakfast Club type group, and of course they show a clip from Breakfast Club in the movie. I don't know how they got the rights to that.
They also showed. Didn't they show a scene from Evil Dead as well?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't the video game; it was the movie. It was the first film. But
there's also we'll get on that in a minute.
Yeah.
Don't sidetrack me, sir.
Okay. All right,
so you got the 5 main characters. So you've got the kind of sensitive, goofy guy, the rough, sarcastic asshole guy, the bawdy, like slutty girl,
right,
the more reserved, shy girl, and then Mr. Rich, blonde, everything's perfect in his life guy.
Exactly.
Gee, which one sticks out?
You have everything. Why did you do this?
Yeah, which one sticks out, and which one did he keep mentioning sticks out? It's the only one everybody is like, oh, yeah. All right, so a little heavy-handed there. Gee, let me guess the twist.
And of course, they keep pointing to Rex as the recluse, the one that's unstable. They keep pointing to him, and they even later on, when the climax is about to happen, they're still pointing to him. He's the one. And you see it coming from a mile away that he's obviously not the one.
Right. Now, a half hour into the film, I'm thinking, which one of these guys is Bradley Cooper? Joey told me Bradley Cooper's in this. What the fuck is going on? So I already know there's going to be a surprise guest on the show. Of
course.
Right. So they live in this house. They have cameras everywhere. And then a week away, they start getting boxes and weird things start happening. And it starts ratcheting up the tension. And then there's like... So do you want to do spoilers on this or not?
Well, we kind of already done that.
No, we haven't.
Kind of.
The big thing.
Again, the big one? Yeah, we...
yeah. All right, do it. If you're planning on watching this dated film that starts off with a dial-up modem sound, and if you don't even know what that sounds like, don't even bother watching this. You're not going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
So there's a spoiler alert. We are going to reveal the ending of this film. Trust me, we're not ruining anything. This is not a huge deal. This isn't like Sixth Sense that your brother ruined for you. This is just fucking common sense. So what happens is they're in this thing and strange things start popping up that relate to past things that happened in their lives,
right,
things of that nature. We won't go in blow by blow, but basically they come to realize that there's something going on here. Then this Bradley Cooper shows up and fucks one of them, and then bitchy guy's like, hey, this isn't right, and then he ends up pulling some super hacker bullshit that's fucking impossible in 2002. I'm fucking sorry. And finds out that they're not online at all, and they kind of figure out that instead of being a Big Brother thing that's being broadcast to the entire world, they're more of a snuff film kind of thing being broadcast to a group of millionaires that can afford over $50,000. Who has a credit card with a limit of $50,000?
If you're harping on that, my mother had a credit card with 100,000.
All right. Obviously, I'm showing my naivete and my bank account.
And we were nor poor nor rich, yet she still had a card where she could buy a fucking house. It's like I'm gonna buy this this 1 bedroom, 1 bath house. Here, put it on this. Like,
you take Discover.
yeah. So she had a car that had $100,000 on it. Now you got to also remember, this is during the real estate boom. So at that time period, it probably isn't too out of reach.
No, they were giving out credit left and right. Yeah, but this is in 2002 dollars.
So
I don't know. It caught me. I thought it was a weird kind of.
Mare made this iced tea, and I'm really hating every minute of it. But I'm thirsty, so I'm drinking it. It's fucking good.
It's okay.
It's like
I gotta deal with.
It's like I drink it, right, and the first thing I taste is like carpet and water.
Dude, I got to deal with sweet tea down here. Forget it. It's ridiculous.
Just dilute it with water, then it's good again.
No, it's not. I need my tea. I can't drink sweet. I can't drink unsweetened tea, and I can't drink sweet tea. It has to be pre-sweetened tea.
What? Listen.
That's just how it works.
I can't drink sweet tea either. I just cut half of it with water.
No, then I might as well just drink water.
Okay, that's your choice. I'm just telling you the solution.
I know it's my choice. I'm just saying I don't think it.
Just cut it with water. I cut everything with water.
Hey, so far that's only one of 2 complaints I've had with Texas so far.
Good.
So I'm okay.
Did you try the corn in a cup?
No, not yet, because I filled up. I filled up on cheesesteak, and I didn't have room for corn in a cup. Next time.
Cheesesteak.
Next time.
How is the cheesesteak in Texas? Is it steak?
It's not cheesesteak. It was it was just cheesesteak. It wasn't Philly cheesesteak, because who gives a fuck?
Well, no, I'm just saying because one of the things here in North Jersey, you get a cheesesteak, you're getting cuts of steak and cheese. You go south of the Driscoll Bridge here in New Jersey, you're getting Philly style. That's all I'm asking, how they did it in Texas. I'm assuming since Texas is basically the steak capital of the fucking world.
I honestly didn't pay attention. I just ate it. It was in a mall. I was in a mall, sir.
Okay.
All right. It was a food court.
How are the malls? Are they huge?
Here's the fun part. We went to this mall. It's called the Parks Mall. It's a huge mall. They got an ice rink in it. They got an arcade and a bowling alley in it. They have a movie theater in it. We went to see Riff Tracks live there.
Cool.
It was great fun. When we went to the mall, my wife and I, it was on a weekday, the first week we moved down here. It was quiet. Everything's fine. I was like, oh, cool. So we went back again with Lilith last weekend.
On a weekend. Oh, shit.
Yeah. I learned something. I'm not a mall person anymore. And I'm not an arcade person anymore. I was all excited. Yeah, would you take Lilith? We go to arcade. I got us both $40 in tokens on these 2 cards.
Where'd you go?
And then
did you do like Dave and Buster's?
No, it's called Round 1. It's in the mall.
Oh, cool.
It's like a Dave Buster's.
Okay.
I then proceeded to wander around and was like, I don't want to play anything. It was horrible. I played fucking ticket games. I played skee ball a little bit. I was like, none of the games were arcade games I would like. I was just like, oh, it's all,
Yeah, I took the kids to Dave and Buster's not that long ago, and I had the same thing. It's like I just remember going to the mall, going to the arcade, and just staying there for hours. And I enjoyed it because the kids enjoyed it, but there were no games there that I would just want to throw my hard-earned money into.
Even Lilith, I gave her the money, and even her, like 15, 20 minutes in, she's like, I'm hungry. Like, yeah, and I'm hot. Yeah, this sucks. But I also found out that I'm not a mall person anymore. I think I went from 0 to punch somebody in the throat in like 20 minutes.
Okay. I mean, I mean that's how I am all the time. I don't have to go to the mall for it.
And it's bad when I reach punch someone in the throat in a Barnes & Noble. It's like, mother. And I had to. And I almost completely lost it in Hot Topic.
Why were you in Hot Topic?
Because they wanted to go, and I'm going with them.
Fucking
but
44 years old, you shouldn't be in Hot Topic.
I got one better for you.
Yeah?
I'm 44 years old. I shouldn't have left the mall having purchased 2 action figures of what did I get? 2 action figures of what the hell did I get? Oh, of a killer pickle and a dead girl wrapped in plastic. I was like, I'm 44 years old, and I bought a dead teenage girl doll. This is not good. No, they had a Funko Pop of Laura Palmer actually wrapped in plastic.
Oh wow, okay.
I was like, so I got that and a Pickle Rick. It's like I had to.
Pickle Rick.
Because they had a geek What's it called?
Geek.
The Geek Store. What's it called?
Geek Squad? No.
No,
You mean the?
It's an online site you can go to. It's geek stuff, but it's called Geek something.
Oh. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's isn't it just geek.com?
No, it's something else.
Not Whoop.
No, it's God damn it, I hate you. But they had Funko Pops there, so buy two get one free. So I got two, she got a free one, and then she's like, "Oh, let's go to Hot Topic." I'm all right, I'm hip. See, we did this, and then I go there. It's like Hot Topic. They do this where so we're gonna make this. You have to be
Think Geek.
Think Geek, thank you, Think Geek. Yeah, they had a Think Geek store there, which I'd never seen before. It was kind of cool. I liked it. But the Hot Topic thing is like you must be this emo to get in.
Oh.
So what they do is all the aisles are wide enough for like two waifs to cross each other if they rub closely. Oh. You can't move around in that fucking place. There's no fucking room.
Oh, gee.
And I go in there, I'm like a fucking bull in a china shop. I'm standing there looking. Someone says, "Are you online?" I'm like, for what? So for register, I look back. There's like 80 people lined up, and it's all the way back to the store. I'm just trying to look at the Funkos. All right, I'm gonna go to Barnes and Noble. That'll calm me down. Guess what? It didn't.
It didn't.
No, not at all. And by the way, if you have a baby, and you take your baby, the baby carriage to a mall, your child is in the fucking way. Go home. You have a baby. You don't have a life. You can't have both. Stop.
I'm glad you didn't have to move to a new state to see that. Literally everyone suck.
Obviously, this is refresh. It's how long has it been since I went to a real mall? That's the thing.
Well, it's true.
Yeah. I'm standing there. I'm like, lady, is your kid shopping? If not, I like to fucking get there. Tie your kid up at the fucking rail outside and let us,
Anyway, my little eye. No, I'm kidding.
No, seriously, my little eye. My main problem with the film.
Yes. You had a thought where you could finish that thought if you want, because I think people are as entertained by our banter at the mall as the film.
What thought?
You were talking about if you bring a kid to the mall.
Oh, that was it.
In the way. Oh, okay, fine. Okay,
that was it. I said my piece.
So back to my little eye then.
Yeah. No, I was serious about that. Back to my little eye. It is kind of slow, but I'm okay with that in a found footage film.
I'm fine with slow movies. Some of my favorite films are very slow-moving films. It's just that it also has to have that little something. It has to, even if it's slow, it has to entertain me. It has to feed me certain things in order for me to feel full. And this film doesn't do that. It's the first hour goes by and you're just... You know what they accomplished? They accomplished... if I was watching this online and it was just shit happening throughout the day, that's about as entertained I would have been had this just been streaming on the internet. Which... Who's streaming this with 56K? Nobody. Now, broadband was around in 2002. I very vividly remember getting broadband in 2001. So, yes, you could stream stuff like that. But the internet was in such infancy at the time. Any video that you might have been watching in 2002 on a web interface was pure shit. It wasn't anything good. It's not like what we're delivering right now.
Definitely not enough to enjoy a nice snuff film.
No.
I mean, come on.
No, of course not.
Yeah. There wasn't a dark... Was there a dark web back in 2002? Be honest.
Of course there wasn't.
Okay.
There was no dark web. that fucking phrase wasn't coined, I think, like 10 years ago it was coined.
So, like, the basic premise that they you know how like M. Night Shyamalan got shit like the whole robot chicken thing about the twist. It's a twist.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, it's called the third act. Here's a perfect example of a film without a twist at the end.
Yeah.
When you start watching the film and they give you the premise, 5 people in a Big Brother house thing, isolated, the first thing in your mind is, it's not that. That's the first thing you're thinking. What we know this is a horror film. Right. We know we're not in for this. This isn't fucking Breakfast Club, so you know it's not that. So and this whole thing, it's like watching Rosemary's Baby. It's like, are you the only one that doesn't realize this can't be what you're talking about? Are you the only one who's not seeing this?
And she was.
Yeah, but so when they finally make this reveal at the end of the second act.
Yeah, it wasn't even the third act. It was literally after the first hour, the reveal happens.
Yeah, it's like the end of the second act where it's like, oh, yeah, this isn't real. I mean, this isn't a thing. I went on here. This has got to be like a rich people snuff film. And so then you're like, oh, all right, now things get interesting. No, they don't. Because by now, if you've already guessed that, you've already figured out that the guy they keep asking, why are you here? Well, now we know why he's here. He's a fucking plant. And so, but then it all breaks down. The big reveal at the end, which isn't really a reveal as much as like a giant letdown, is that there's no company per se. It's just Bradley Cooper, a fake cop, and
the rich clients.
Them, and rich clients. That's it. Like these two guys do it by themselves, which is not happening.
Yeah.
And first of all, and also, so the Bradley Cooper. So how are they selling this? Because Holly didn't make it a half hour through the film because her first problem was, wait, so we're in the last week already?
Yeah, no.
She couldn't get beyond that. I don't blame her. All right.
No. But yeah, they didn't show
but,
any of the first 5 months and 3 weeks.
Yeah, and here's how much of an impact it made. Today, I get home. She's like, "We want to watch that film before the show?" It's like, we watched it last night. So what film was that? Like, My Little Lies. Says, I don't. It's like, the Big Brother thing. It's like, oh yeah, and they were in the last week, right? So, yeah. So how did it end? So I tell her. It's like, first thing. So rich people are going to pay to watch these people in a house for 6 months and not do anything till the last week?
Right.
I said, I don't know. I guess maybe they waited till the last week to sell the tickets. Logic strike one. Logic strike two. If you're doing this, why do you show up at the place and like tip them off?
But yeah, there's no reason for any of that stuff.
If this is supposed to be a real kind of snuff thing where I kind of got the feeling that they're supposed to be betting on who's going to die.
Yeah, but then people are waiting around for 6 months.
Right, but we already checked that one off. So if this is a thing where they're not only watching stuff film, but they're also like betting on who's going to make it, having a ringer in there doesn't make much sense.
No,
because that's going to piss off your audience. And then having your ringer do all the killing, again, doesn't make any fucking sense. If you're going to actually make these people turn on each other, which is what I'm expecting up until the third act.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I thought the same thing. I was just like, because I hadn't ever seen the entire film. I had only seen little bits and pieces. And I'm like, they're not all just killing each other to try and win this money, and they're getting cabin fever. That's not what's happening here.
Yeah, doesn't make any sense. I mean, now take a film where they're not even trapped in the house. You want like turning on people for over money. Shallow Grave.
Yeah.
Fucking classic.
Yeah, 90.
And that's only 3 people.
94. Did that come out in 94?
With
a
94.
Very young
Man,
Ewan McGregor.
I hate the fact that you can just like throw these years out in your head. I have no concept of time. I can't. As far as I know, Shallow Grave came out last year. I really can't tell anymore.
Sorry.
So I hate when you do that.
Sorry.
But I mean that film's fucking phenomenal. What it took was them to write like characters like that have like more complexity than the Breakfast fucking Club.
Yeah. And
then that would have been, so apparently they couldn't do that. So it's like, just make one of them the guy, and that'll be the big twist. Now imagine that's the twist you get in the third act in a 4-hour film. Yeah, I'd be pissed too.
Absolutely. I'd feel ripped off for my money. Some
if it's just these two guys doing it, and these people enter this contest, so they don't have some of them obviously have family because the guy's got a grandfather that he's gonna go fishing when I get out of here. So that means they told people they were going on this show.
Yeah.
And they were like, but they didn't tell us the name of the show or how to get to it. says, right, okay, and then when Bradley Cooper shows up as the mysterious skier, okay, we don't see that coming, and he's like telling him, oh yeah, I don't see you anywhere. I'm always on the internet. Well,
yeah, I'm a computer programmer. I'm on all the time.
What? I don't. The point behind that, other than fucking one of the girls, makes no sense. And when they're like, oh, we don't even know where we are. Do you know where we are? Yeah. It's like, how do you not know where you are if there's only 2 people doing this? Who the fuck picked you up? Who took you there? Did they put masks on your head? How do you not know where the fuck you're? They don't know what state they're in.
Yeah, they said something about what was the closest area to them, and they said Wilmington, and I'm thinking Delaware. They're in Delaware, and I was like, yeah.
I was thinking North Carolina.
Wilmington. Okay, maybe.
There's Wilmingtons everywhere. Maybe it could be.
But I'm just saying, It's like, yeah, I could see people going to Delaware and just dying. That's a shitty state.
One of the few options.
Yeah.
But they. How did they get there and not know where they are?
Right.
Explain me that if there's only 2 people doing this whole thing.
Yeah, no, all valid points.
Right.
It just seems it just seems like it doesn't add up.
Exactly.
It's like what? It's this blind faith that you don't see happen. They just show up. They're walking through the snow to the house.
Right. So there's your logic problems with the basic plot. Ignore the logic problems with the characters themselves. And she didn't like my cat statue, so I'm going to kill myself. Let's ignore all that and go right to the end where we're down to the last survivor is captured. Again, spoiler alert. Don't worry, you're not missing anything. I'm saving you some time. And like the big he's like, yeah, we have to find 5 suckers. You mean 4, right? No, he doesn't. And he doesn't answer you. It's like, how fucking stupid are you? And then
the fact that they have to find a 5th ringer or a 5th person as the ringer that needs to comply within their rules every time.
What rules?
Well, the fact that this person is going to end up killing all of them. This 5th person. Well, here, what I'm getting at is, so let's take for instance, maybe one time someone has a conscience. They don't want to do it. Then it fucks everything up. It's like, listen, I'm here to kill all of you. I can't do it. We need to escape. We need to team up, get together. There's only 2 dudes. There's only 2 dudes doing this.
Yeah. The whole point, like, they set it up like, oh, we're going to orchestrate this thing and drive all these people insane. And then, like, after one goes, it's like, oh, and then we'll just have our ringer inside kill the rest of them. And again, if I'm a rich person paying for this, hey, if I wanted this to hire someone to kill people, I could do that. Wait, I did that last week. That's not what I'm paying you for. Come on.
Well, here's the shot outside with the cross that we never got to see.
That was the plot.
Ooh.
But here's my big problem with the end. Because
Okay.
it gets to the end. The one girl they captured. She didn't get away. She's locked in a room, and they knock off the ringer, and it's like, oh, that's it, it's just us. And the last shots are of her crying into 4 screens because, it's 4 screens. And motherfucker,
I hear something going on. What's happening?
it's a fucking animal. I'm gonna strangle in a minute. You want to be in here, then he's. But
he really loves his pets. He would never harm an animal.
Oh, yeah, not till you know of. Who are you placating?
Our newfound YouTube audience.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna. Come here, kitty.
Meow, meow.
Here,
Meow,
kitty,
meow.
kitty. Here, kitty.
I will hold him and hug him, and I will name him George.
It reminds me of, remember Tweevil Eyes?
Yeah, yes.
With Harvey Keitel, he kills the cat and takes pictures of it, and the cop's like, they say you really killed a cat. Say it ain't so, Joe. And he looks at him, it ain't so. Harvey Keitel's best performance ever, hands down. Well, my problem was I'm sitting there in the dark, this film's ending, and I'm thinking, there's no, I don't know what the word for it is. Like, it's not like at the end of one of these things where, but they get away, and then at the last minute it's like, oh, you didn't, ha! like in like the back of the car, or like a phantasm thing. You say it's over. No, it's not. Or Freddy Krueger with any kind of those like last minute. Guess what? It's not over. It's like a slow build to she didn't get away, and then what happens next is no, she doesn't survive. That's just the end. We saw this coming, and this is the outcome, like it was supposed to happen. So what then? Why are we here then?
I'm just harping on the word you're trying to think of because I think I know it and I can't get it out either.
Yeah, but there's no like. Whether it's a negative or a positive, there's no satisfaction to the ending. Yeah. It just kind of peters out. It just kind of like, this is the reality that they're stuck in. It's going to stay that way. Bye. Fuck, even Hostel had a better ending than that.
Yeah, and they're going to do. These two guys are going to do it again.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Had the movie been popular enough, they could have made a few more of these and developed the story. But the movie was not. Didn't make any real money. It made a little money.
I'd rather they develop the story the first time.
Wow.
Now again, it's not bad. For me, the highlight of the film is that the one actor in it, the guy that plays, I got to bring back up the list here. The guy that plays Rex, the dick.
Yep.
I was like, I recognize him. I can't place it. I got to look it up. He's the goth kid from
Final Destination, right?
Final Destination 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
You're scratching the door to come in, and I'm going to do horrible things to you with a fork. All right.
He doesn't mean that. He doesn't mean that.
You didn't hear that, did you?
Say it ain't so, right. Joe.
It ain't so. I gotta find that clip now. I sadly enough, I didn't hated that movie, but I probably have it somewhere.
I'm sure you do. You got all the Paranormal Activities. You probably have that one.
Romero and Argento, the two like filmmakers that broke my heart as a horror film fan. It's like, Teenage Scott. Oh, these are great filmmakers. 10 years later, these people suck dick. My God, can you write a screenplay to save your life? What the fuck?
Quack 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 quack.
They speak of philosophy out there. Today's the first day of the rest of my life.
You look like Sidney Porch chair.
Yeah, that's Portier. You stupid ass.
You stupid ass.
There's a perfect example. The end of Night of the Living Dead. It's like, this is the end. It's like a long night, and then like, bam, our hero gets it. That's something.
Yeah.
That's an end. That's what. Again, everybody made fun of M. Night. Oh, the twist. Oh, the twist. You know what? It's called the third act. Every fucking film has a twist at the end. Whether it's a dramatic twist, a romantic twist, it's still a fucking twist. And when you don't have that, you get this kind of lame shit where it just peters out, and you're wondering why the fuck you just watched this. But I didn't hate the film.
No.
But the ending really just like, if it had at least tried. And it was a bad ending, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, as far as like an ending like that actually worked in a film.
Yeah.
There are other films that it worked well in, and films that only came out a year or two after this movie was made. So
it's almost like the film got cocky. I kind of felt like the filmmaker like was pulling a mic drop, but before the punchline.
Right. Yeah. No, I could see that because of the way the movie was paced.
Hitler walked into an orthodontist. Bing. Whoa, where's he going? What's the line? That's it?
What's happening here?
It's like he was a little too impressed with himself that he thought up the whole Big Brother turned into a snuff film thing, that he just couldn't be bothered to like entertain for the last couple of minutes. It's like, so let's just gloat about how cool this whole setup was.
And the fact
it should have been like, oh, by the way, I poisoned the champagne. Something.
Yeah, and the fact that they talk about, the one character, Rex, talks about, do I have to say it? This could be a snuff film. It could be a snuff website. And it's like, oh, that's what it is. It's just like they took it right out of there. Well, it wasn't like they were saying it and then the reveal at the end, it's like, holy shit. It's like they said it and it's like the end comes and it's like, okay. Mm-hmm. It would have been, that scene would have been much better for the ending if he didn't mention anything about snuff films or websites.
Well, I'm sitting there and he's like, am I the only person that has to say this? Like, am I the only person thinking this? Like, no. Really? Am I the only person that's thinking this? Like, no.
The only thing that would have made this better is if they mentioned consumptionjunction.com. That would have been great.
Easy there. Oh, I don't even know. Is that still around?
I
don't want to know. Don't check. I don't want to know.
I have to check now.
I don't want to know.
Well,
don't tell me.
I'm not going to tell you.
Okay. It's not there, is it?
It can't possibly.
It can't. It can't still be there. As Joey types away feverishly.
It is not there anymore.
Oh, thank God. I knew it couldn't. That's just
there is the only thing that's here is is from March 2017, so a little over a year ago. There's an article or a forum, a post was made that says Consumption Junction was the bomb. Someone needs to resurrect it.
No, they don't.
No, they really don't.
They really don't.
Consumption Junction had two things that was on the site continuously, and that was adult material and beheadings.
Yeah.
That was like its number one and number two.
And if you're looking for both, one-stop shop, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
That's that. But now you go to the dark web for that stuff.
And to think you didn't have to do that because Consumption Junction existed.
Right. That was before they realized we had to hide this shit. It's like, hey, just come over here.
Yeah. Consumption Junction would show death videos. I never watched any of that stuff. I watched... Well, that's not 100% true. I saw a beheading one time because it was in the news. It was the one kid that went over there and they captured him. And I started to watch it and I had to turn it off. I was like, the second it started, I'm like, I can't... This isn't for me. This is... I can't do this. Cannot do this.
It's one of those things too. Is like, hey, I grew up. I was watching Faces of Death. I've seen horror films. I can handle this shit. You play one and go, oh Jesus, what the fuck did I just do?
Yeah.
I'm done now. That's it. I'm done. That's it. All right. I'm not sleeping for a week.
No.
Okay. Yeah. I got to go watch Necromantic and just cleanse it somehow.
Yeah. Watch Necromantic and chase it with Faces of Death. Jesus.
Put funny games on repeat. Ha ha! It's fake. But yeah, I mean, not a bad, definitely not the worst found footage film I've seen.
No.
But
and considering it was at a time when found footage was still pretty new, I'll give it that it was a little inventive.
It was an interesting
with doing
attempt.
The multiple cameras in all of the different rooms. Big Brother, obviously a ripoff of Big Brother, but still, found footage. Found footage is what really, it's what really gave birth to things like this. I mean, The Real World on MTV was a few years earlier, so it was that kind of helped Big Brother as well. So it's when the internet was in its infancy, and reality TV was as well, because you got to remember too, something that this film does do that was what reality TV used to do was it would film over many months to a year to create you a TV show. Mm-hmm. And reality TV is so bad now, and it has been bad for a really long time. We're talking over a decade. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of reality TV myself, but it was a lot better. Now they'll film a reality TV show in a couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. And it's for the most part assisted reality. It's very scripted. The gang goes to wherever and they all get a job and do this. Like all that footage, that's like over like one day. And then they do these other things and then they do this and they do this and it's filmed over a couple of weeks and then you have a 25 episode show.
Every now and then I find one I like. Again, Alone, my wife and I have been watching and on the History Channel, really digging that. Okay. The new season's out right now. And every now and then you get something that has like a bit of a twist where it's interesting, but I mean it's played out, but played out sells. It does. I mean, we went out to eat the other day at this restaurant. They had all these TVs had sports on, but of course the one over us had Fox 4 on. And I'm like, who is this idiot that's running around? Harry Connick Jr. has his own Ellen daytime show.
Yeah, he's had one for about a year now, I think.
Has he?
Yeah.
I can't look away from it. I was like, this looks horrendous. This is just insulting on every level.
It's a terrible show, most daytime TV, well, I don't watch any of it, so I'll say most instead of saying all of it, is terrible. It's
why I can't eat lunch at work.
It's not
in the lunchroom.
It's not marketed for us.
I have to eat at my desk because in the lunchroom there's always other people there and they put on the TV. I'm sorry, I can't sit through Judge Judy for a half hour. I'll stab myself in the eye with a spoon. I can't do it.
There isn't anything better?
That's what they want. They put it on.
Well, can't you go up to the TV and put something that you want?
I'm not doing that. No, because then you're gonna have some. Hey, what's wrong with you? No.
You know what you should do? You should do something that's very, very immature. You should get a universal remote and change the channel while no one's looking.
I'm quite happy eating at my desk. I'm not doing that shit. I'll do that at the restaurant, so I don't have to watch Harry run around like an idiot. But
anyway,
My Little Eye. What would you rate this?
What is it currently on IMDb? Although, you know what? Before we get the rating on IMDb, I can't go higher than a 5. I can't do it. I don't know if I'd go lower than a 5. I think a 4 is kind of low because it is just an average found footage film.
You know,
I could probably be talked into a 4. I don't think I'd want to do it, but I can't go. I cannot go higher than a 5.
I was reactionary. I was coming out thinking 4.
Yeah.
But as you say that, I kind of agree with you. It does have weak points to it, but it's not the worst found footage film. And just because it fails what it tried to do, it does do parts of it well, and it was an interesting concept.
For 2002, the way this was developed, filmed, and then actually produced and shown, I imagine if we saw this in 2002, we probably still would feel the same way about what it did wrong and what it did right. But in 2002, we might have enjoyed it a little more because it was, again, all of this was in its infancy.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I was dumber back then. But right now it's 5.6.
Okay.
So I think a 5. I think you're right. I think a 5 is fair. I don't think it's bad enough to go lower than that, but it definitely didn't achieve anything new beyond. It was one of the first to do what it did, but I don't think it really did it enough to. Blair Witch had an effect.
Oh yeah.
That gets credit just for doing that. This doesn't have an effect. Now or then. So 5 it is, right?
Yes, 5 it is.
Okay. Now I was debating on what to do with you for a challenge for this.
Okay.
And now you mentioned the Paranormal Activity films.
Yes.
And you said you've never seen any of them except the first one?
I've only seen the first one.
Guess what your challenge is?
Paranormal Activity 2?
Correct, sir.
Because that's the one with all the surveillance cameras, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Fine.
You're lucky I don't challenge you to the whole series.
Yeah. No, that would never, dude. I'm working on my deck. That's it. It just I have zero time for anything.
Not in one night. I'm not saying one night, but you're lucky I don't just like take over for the next month and make you watch all of them.
There's no way that the challenges would work that way.
They should.
It wouldn't work that way at all.
See who breaks.
I'm on our YouTube page, and it's pretty neat. It says Moviesucktastic live now.
Oh, I want to see this. We'll see how much it fucks my bandwidth up.
The thing is, this. Oh wow, we already got some. Oh, this is from 2 years ago. I guess. Wow, this is from someone named Chase. I never looked at our discussion forum before. It says, "Could you review Tales from the Crypt, Season 1, Episode 1, The Man Who Was Death?"
Oh, I see that every so often. I ignore it.
It's from 2 years ago. Well,
I know because I saw it a year ago.
One of us liked it.
That must have been me because I saw it. I was like, oh, that's cool, but I'm not going to answer.
Wow.
That's horrible. Look, if I see Moviesucktastic, it has a little thing here. This is so new to me. I'm enjoying this. Live stream. Look, we're live right now. I click live now.
I have to do something with this. I think I can put the album art for the podcast. I think I could put the synopsis and all of the information that I put in. I could put all of that stuff in beforehand, so that when we go live, it just creates it and just it's ready to go when we're done.
Okay.
I think I can do that. I'm not 100% sure. But
we have one person watching. Oh, that's me. Well, now that we know we can do this, because we didn't even know we were going to be going live tonight.
No,
we could start advertising in advance and let everybody know that we're actually streaming live again. And this time, it's on a decent venue and not live stream suck ass.
Yeah, my brother-in-law was telling me he was trying to watch the show live. This is a little while ago. It was like maybe 3-4 months ago. He says, I was trying to watch the show live, and I just see a bunch of older episodes. I said, yeah, we do live stream, and then I upload it to YouTube. And he was like, oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Now I could tell him, listen, you could actually watch it right from your TV through the web app or through the YouTube app on your smart television.
Now, you see, now us doing this the same time every week actually means something.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Who knew? Yeah, we'll see how quickly we get flagged. Although now we're doing slideshows, and I'm doing.
I think we're safer.
And we're doing TV spots. We should be fine. Although we just got flagged last week.
Oh no!
For Snakes on a Plane, which is a review we did 10 years ago or 9 years ago, and what happened was we were doing part of the movie, and then that's when the video crapped out, but the audio still works. So the second half, or maybe like the last third of the podcast, I have a slideshow, which is actually what gave me the idea to do slideshows moving forward. And the first part of Snakes on a Plane, even though that episode has been up for, I don't know, 3-4 years, we got flagged for it. Huh. Then there's another podcast where the music that I'm using, which I got from a fair use website,
I remember that, yeah,
is now flagged. So apparently,
I got flagged. I got flagged on one of those once. I used public domain music on a short 3-minute video of a pig roast that my family threw in New York State, and I got flagged for a copyright violation. It's like, who the fuck, really?
Yeah, and didn't you have to fight them and say, listen, this is what came with the camera. It's, it's fair use because it came with the camera.
When you say fight him, it makes it sound like I had a briefcase. I ran to City Hall. I shook my fist at the judge. I responded and said, "Guys, this is a joke. It came with the camera. Stop." And then they released it. Don't. I just saw a picture of him playing pool. I don't remember a pool table.
Yeah, no, there was none.
Okay, I'm not imagining things. Maybe they chopped it up for firewood. See, now I got to see the 4-hour version.
Yeah, just like the 5-hour version of Heaven's Gate. It's just not that. Not out there.
And
now Michael Cimino is dead. He's probably the only one that has the copy. Who knows where it is?
Well, it's sitting in somebody's basement, I'd imagine.
I mean, they did find what is now pretty much considered a near complete version of Metropolis.
I've seen parts of that.
I think I have it on the Plex. And didn't they find these lost reels of footage, like in Brazil or something?
It was some millionaire's collection, like a safe.
Yeah,
I remember something like that. Like he died or something, and they were going through it all. I was like, "Oh shit! Look, priceless stuff."
Yeah. Oh my God! It's
yeah. That's all millionaires have is priceless stuff.
Fritz Lang's. It's like this is like an extra 40 minutes of Metropolis.
It's like that thing like stolen art. Who'd buy stolen art? So the asshole that just wants to show it off. See that? Yeah, stolen. No one has it.
Yeah, nobody has it. Yeah, the reproduction, the fake is in New York.
Yeah. I got Nicolas Cage to steal it from me.
Yeah. Nicolas Cage.
So we're looking at.
I just added those movies to the Plex.
Oh, I've had those. They were fun.
I was asked for them. I never saw them before. I still haven't seen them.
Really? No, they're not bad. They're fun.
The National Treasures. I just never understood why they made money.
Oh no! When I heard the sequels coming out, I was going. I was. Was there a reason for that? So yeah. Apparently, it made an assload of money, and the second one did too. It's like, who'd have thunk it?
Yeah, and I don't understand how Nicolas Cage hasn't talked someone into making a third one.
I guess because his selling point kind of dropped a lot when he started taking every job.
I don't understand how they haven't tried to reboot the franchise then.
I don't know.
Those two first films I think the first one made like 180 million, and then the second one made a little bit better than that, or maybe it was vice versa.
Maybe they just got to quit while they're ahead. I don't know.
Well, the last film that came out was like 14 years ago, or
well, there you go. They timed that well.
When did the last one come out? The first one came out in 04, and the second one came out in 07. So it's like 11 years. It's a long time.
Oh, that's that old?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for ruining. Thanks for making me feel so special.
You're welcome.
So we're looking at. So now that we're streaming live every weekend, we're gonna have to step our game up. I want to do a disclaimer. I want to kind of steal the disclaimer from Dead Meat, but tweak it for us.
Sure.
I'm gonna make it angrier.
Well, I kept my end of doing opening videos and bookends and all that stuff, and I did my part.
So tell me what to do, and I'll do it.
You were supposed to re-record the opening. It's like go to our website, do this, call this phone number. You were going to do that, what I do in the beginning, and then what your audio from the beginning, and then what I do verbally and manually at the end of every show. You were going to. This is the first time. You were going to.
This is the first time hearing this.
This is not true.
I'll get right on that. No, this weekend it's done. I'm on call this weekend.
I am not going to hold you to it.
Yeah, you are.
Because I've heard those two exact phrases many times before.
This is the first time I'm hearing about this. But
are you being serious or are you being sarcastic? Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. The first National Treasure, holy shit, cost $100 million in 2004? Who fucking sanctioned that? I mean, Bruckheimer's producer, but still, oh my god. 347 million worldwide, made 173 million here in the US. Then the second film doesn't have a budget listed in the movies from 11 years ago. I could probably find it somewhere. Made $219 million in the US. So I guess people were just like really vying for an Indiana Jones style film.
My Little Eye. Spine-tingling, nerve-shredding, soul-chilling terror. Who said that?
Radio 1 or some shit like that. They had it in the trailer, the TV spot that I played. I don't know who the fuck Radio 1 is, but I'm sure they don't exist anymore. And if they do...
That was the copy they gave us.
Who fucking cares?
My spine didn't tingle, my nerves didn't shred, my soul didn't chill.
And you know what?
I was not
I'm going to look it up on Rotten Tomatoes, but I'm pretty sure it has a fresh rating.
No.
I want to say it's like 66% or 63%.
I refuse to believe that.
Yeah. Here, let's see. My Little Eye. There it is, 2002.
No.
67%.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's got a fresh rating. And it only has 21 reviews, 14 fresh, 7 rotten for 67%. A nasty piece of work, but we probably deserve it. It's excellent films, and this person already has a typo. There's no apostrophe in its. It's excellent films like My Little Eye that come out of nowhere that keep my eyes on the low-budget horror film circuit constantly. My Little Eye is simple little story. Man, there's a lot of typos. My Little Eye is simple little story and sharp exercise in style that could have done with a stronger script, but it's nonetheless effective.
Fuck, the Russians have infiltrated Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, it's still far scarier.
Donald Trump, have you no mercy?
It's still far scarier than 99% of Hollywood's offerings. It's just a pity Evans had to resort to their cliches. My Little Eye is the best little horror movie I've seen in years.
Yeah, we had to resort to their cliches. Which one? The cliche of not making a movie 4 fucking hours long, or the cliche of actually giving us an ending?
A spiffy high-concept horror movie about webcams, isolation, and spooky guys coming in from the cold.
No.
And then,
no, but it's Bradley Cooper was anything but a spooky guy coming in from the cold.
And then you have some splats like witless and utterly pointless. An unimaginative, nasty, Ghibli, cynical piece of work. Oh.
Do you know, when they call a film cynical, I really don't know why they think it's a bad thing. because usually when you're going for cynical, like that's the selling point.
Right.
I just saw something else recently where they had it was another film I was thinking of challenging you to, and I caught one of the Rotten Tomatoes things. Like it had something about it being cynical. It's like, you say that as if it were a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's a horror film, or it's really that's your problem with it, is that it's not upbeat.
Oh, you're gonna like these two. These are positives. There are just enough twists in this tale to make it far more satisfying than almost any horror film in recent memory.
No, Blair Witch had a better twist.
The first two words of this positive review are a lie. A tightly and consistently imagined horror film about a Big Brother-style situation that spirals into nightmare. It basically said it was tight and consistent.
Every word except Big Brother was a lie in that review.
Let's see. This isn't an original film, but it is an effective one.
No, it wasn't that effective. Again, it wasn't bad, but I couldn't heap praise on this. I'd just be like, oh, it was an interesting idea, but they kind of, it was a swing and a miss. Yeah. Good luck next time.
Swing and a miss.
Maybe next time worry more about character development instead of write better.
I agree.
I kind of descended to Pontypool there. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that's okay.
You've seen Pontypool, right?
We reviewed it.
We did?
Well, kind of. I
think we talked about it. I don't think we actually...
No, the episode... What was the episode? We did an episode where we went back and forth, kind of blow for blow. We just brought all the movies that we saw recently, and Pontypool was one of mine. Okay. So it was like... It wasn't a full review because you weren't involved. Or maybe you saw it and we touched base on it, and I talked a lot about it without giving anything away. It wasn't a formal review to like what we did this episode and every other episode that we do, but it was talked about. Yeah.
So don't say it like I'm stupid for not remembering we reviewed it, because we didn't review it. Yeah.
Well, we talked about it, and that's the same thing.
It's not the same thing. It is
listen,
not.
If you said, did we do this? Did we talk about this film? I'm going to remember you're not. That's just, we've established that.
We talked about the Park Mall in Texas. We didn't review it. There's a difference.
We kind of reviewed it.
Not really. I mean, not formally.
I know that it's large. I know it has an ice rink. I know it has a Hot Topic, and I know you hate going there. What else do I need to know?
I hate going there on the weekend. I hate going there when there's people.
What else do I need to know?
Think Geek. And there's a Think Geek.
Yeah,
and corn in a cup, which I haven't tried yet.
Corn in a cup.
Yes.
I'd like to try.
So are we wrapping up?
My stomach would be very unhappy with it, but I'd like to try.
Right now, my stomach's unhappy with water, so I'm okay with that.
With water?
Yeah.
Well, wee doggy.
All right. I think I got to make sure I have a background behind me next week instead of just this closet, since we're going live now and we hit the big time with YouTube.
Yeah, I still have the same background behind me, so.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and end this bitch. Let's do it.
Yes, sir.
All right. As always, thank you for joining us for yet another episode of Moviesucktastic.
Which episode number is this?
276.
Oh.
Yeah, in about 6 months, we'll be doing our 300th episode. Give or take a week or two.
Probably around the Oscar time, because we ramp up the... I'm not doing the math.
Well, if we don't miss an episode,
maybe.
Then, if actually, in all reality, if we don't miss an episode, we'd be doing our 300th episode in January. But that's not true. So we're going to be doing it in February or March. And so you're right. It's going to be around Oscar time. So go to our website at Moviesucktastic.com. Listen to the show there. Download the show there. Tune in live every week at 8 o'clock. I now have to update our website and put the YouTube app for live streaming on there and get rid of live stream because that doesn't work anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So, but say starting next week, you'll be able to tune into the website. and watch us live from there. Go to our website. Go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Moviesucktastic. Everything that we post there is from shit we like to trailers to when we go live is on our Facebook page. So we highly recommend that you like that page so you can get notified when we put shit there.
Also, since we're on YouTube, you have to say this now because every YouTube video says it.
Yeah.
Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the little bell if you want updates whenever we post new videos.
Yeah, we should say that at the beginning too.
I'm gonna work on that.
You're gonna work on it?
I'm on it, dude. I am fucking on it.
Okay, I like
this.
it.
You have right now. You have documented proof that I'm on
I've
it.
only had that like probably 7 or 8 times.
Again, first time I'm hearing this.
First time. Okay. If you want to email us, the address is themovieguys@moviesucktastic.com. If you write us email, we will read it on the show. You can leave us voicemail, which I just paid the subscription for Skype, so please.
I saw you scared me.
Please call. It also said something about that it couldn't process it, so I don't know. Maybe the card that's on file has expired. Anyway, so you can call us. You can leave us voicemail. We will play that on the show as well. And the number for that is 908-514-4470. 908-514-4470. You can download the free app for your Android device for this show. Just do a search for Moviesucktastic in the Google Play Store, and you will be able to download the app and listen to the show there. You'll be able to check out all of what we post, Twitter, Facebook. It's all there in one nice, neat, tidy package. It's how I listen to the show in my own vehicle. I use my Bluetooth in the car. It's fantastic. I highly recommend that you get the free Android app for your phone or Android device.
Oh, yeah.
And that about does it. Do you have any words of wisdom, Mr. Wilson?
I told you I'd fuck her.
Yeah, when he popped up and he said that, I'm like, all right, he's obviously talking to somebody. But at the time, I'm thinking, all right, if it is a web thing, he's talking to them. Anyway.
I just wish when he came up to the door and they let him in, he had said, "I don't know what happened. I was at a bachelor party last night. I don't remember a thing. I tried to find my friends." But this is way before the bachelor, before the hangover. So yeah.
Yeah, it's about, I don't know, 7 years, 8 years.
That's all I could think of when he came in. It's like,
yeah. Anyway, the music has faded out, so now we're just talking again.
Oh.
Anyway, so we'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye, YouTube.
Bye-bye.
Until they block us.